In, at, on for places, part one. We use in when we're talking about inside something, surrounded by something. So, in a room, if it's a room, we use in, like in the kitchen, in the dining room, and then in the garden, in a container, in that box, in that bag, in that cupboard, in a place or building, in a shop, in a bank, in a factory, in water, like in the river, in the pool, in the sea, in an area, in the north of Italy, in the city center, in the country. Where is David? In the kitchen. Rachel works in a bank. I went for a swim in the sea. Milan is in the north of Italy. We use at for a point or place, not inside. At a specific location, like at the bus stop, at the door, at the traffic lights, at her desk, at the top, at the bottom, at the end of something. There is somebody at the bus stop. The car is waiting at the traffic lights. Vicky is working at her desk. Write your name at the top of the page. My house is at the end of the street. On for touching a surface. On a shelf, on a plate, on the floor, on a balcony, on a wall, door, ceiling, on the wall, on the door, on the ceiling. For plant, on those trees, on the grass. For an object, on the envelope, on transport, on a horse, on a bicycle, on a motorbike. There are books on the shelf and pictures on the wall. Don't sit on the grass, it's wet. Who is that man on the motorbike? Now let's decide whether to use in, at, or on. Where is he? In the kitchen. Where are the shoes? In the box. Where is the pen? On the box. Where is the clock? On the wall. Where is the bus? At the bus stop. Where are the horses? In the field. Where are they standing? On the balcony. Where is she swimming? In the pool. Where is he standing? At the window. Where is the spider? On the ceiling. Where is he sitting? On the table. Where is she sitting? At the table. So on the table means like on the surface of table. At the table means like near the table. Don't sit on the grass. It's wet. What have you got in your bag? Look, there is a man on the roof. What's he doing? There are a lot of fish in this river. Our house is number 45. The number is on the door. Is the post office near here? Yes. Turn left at the traffic lights. It's difficult to park in the center of town. It's better to take the bus. My sister lives in Brussels. There is a small park at the top of the hill. I think I heard the doorbell. There is somebody at the door. Munich is a large city in the south of Germany. South of Germany. There are a few shops at the end of the street. It's difficult to carry a lot of things on a bicycle. I looked at the list of names. My name was at the bottom. There is a mirror on the wall in the living room. So in today's video, we learned to use in, which means something is inside a larger space or area, at to indicate a specific point or place, on to indicate that something is on a surface or position. That's it. Thank you so much. Have a good one.